All right, guys, today we want to, continue from where we stop by understanding that even if we can create a dynamic form, what of understanding how to create layouts? This is very important because if you don't align your content in such a way that people are going to find it very easy to navigate through, that makes your app really sucks. Yes, I said it. Your absolutely sucks. So what we're going to do today, let me just show you the snippet of what we're building. We're building something like that's going to look like this, where we will be able to, navigate through our content by seeing sidebar, columns, tabs, expander, and container. In fact, before I even proceed, I would like to, dive into what we're going to do by highlighting it in the comments. Like, before I proceed, let me just say, for instance, let's say import. Ensure that you do this: import Streamlit as st. Then let's import pandas as pd. So these are our tools that we really want to use. Then the moment you are comfortable that we are ready to go, then what is the first thing that we want to work on? Sidebar. Let me just say we want to work on sidebar. Another thing that I would like to work on, let me see what I have for you guys. We want to work on sidebar, columns, tab, expander, and container. You can see we want to work on sidebar. Let me just say we want to work on sidebar, we want to work on column, we want to work on tabs, we want to work on expander, we want to work on container. So I would like to, put all of these things into, let me just expand it so that you can see it. We want to work on this sidebar, container, expander, and tabs, expander, and container. If these are the things that we really want to work with, so let me just go straight down and say sidebar, column. Let me just say we want to work on column. We want to work on, let me just say, we want to work on tabs. We want to work on, let me say, expander and container. Expander. And we want to work on container. Yeah, I want to work on container. Yeah, if these are the things I want to work on, then what I'm waiting for. Let's dive in. So the first thing you're going to do is let's go straight down to our app and let's check it out. What do we have? Then I think we don't have anything right now to display. Yeah, but let's see on the Streamlit. Okay, let me just run the app. I think we have nothing other than error. So let me just go back to my code and say, you know what, it's high time I start working. Here we go. Let me just run this. There should be nothing around this place. Oh, I think there's an error somewhere. Import Streamlit as st. Yeah, like let's check it out. Import Streamlit. You should learn how to debug Streamlit as st. So let's run it. So yeah, sidebar. If you want to start calling all of these things, you should have gotten used to the using of with keywords. st.sidebar. Sidebar. So the moment to do this, you should know that, okay, now I have successfully instantiated the fact that I want to call in sidebar. So what I want to put like a text inside the sidebar. Do I need an header or something like I used to write? I think I need something like an header. I will say welcome. Welcome to Streamlit. All right. So the moment I do that, how does it looks like? And I can input something like right as well inside this place. I'm going to show you how this thing looks like, so that you're not going to be coding in dark. So at least whenever you're coding something, you should have a view of how it looks like. So this is the sidebar. So this is the sidebar. So you can just put anything in there. So by the time I run this thing, so sometimes it takes a few times. Don't worry, depending on the speed of your computer system, just run it and let's see how exactly this is going to look like. You can see this, you can collapse it, you can expand, collapse, expand, collapse. This is interesting. Yeah. So if you've done it, that sidebar. So another thing we'd like to go along with is to want to learn how to create columns. So columns is when you have something like a column. You know what I mean by column? I believe everybody know what columns it really means. So just like from top to bottom, not from left to right. Left to right is the rows, column is from top to bottom. I don't know how I can explain it better than this, but that's how I mastered it when I was in primary school, when I was trying to figure out what this thing really means. So what I'm going to do right now is that decide down to it. We want to create basically 3 columns. So I'm going to say, if you want to create 3 columns, so the first column, I'll call it column 1. Second column, I'll call it column 2. And third column, I'll call it column 3. So the reason why I do this is because column has a way of, cunning way of expressing itself. You want it to create the variable first and include the column method inside of it. That's what it means. So I can say st is equals to columns. So by the time I do that, I want to ensure that that column is 3 columns. Yeah, the moment I do this, intelligence of Streamlit understand that this guy is trying to create 3 columns. Call 1, call 2, call 3. And he instantiated it by saying st columns, which is the method we want to use to create the column. And let us know that it is 3. Yeah, if this should be the case, then how can we now make use of this column? Yeah, the first column, I just want to write. I just want to write something. I just need a text. So if I need a text, definitely I can just say, let me just call the column 1 that I needed. So if I need a text, definitely I need to write something. If I want to write something, I can just dot write, because I just feel like writing something. I can now say this is column 1. Come on, this is column 1. So the moment I do that column, I think my spelling is bad. Let me just say column. This is column 1. I don't know what's happening to my keyboard. Anyways, yeah, you have to ensure that this thing is in quotes because it's strings. Yeah, this is column 1. So then if I really want the second column, I can try to make sure that the second column is a slider. So if I want to make it's not going to be like this first one that I just connect right method to it. I'll have to create that slider, because slider has a way of saying, you know what, I'm a slider, so you need to put me inside a method so that you'll be able to use me. So that's what it means. So this is column 2 slider. So yeah, if this is column 2 slider, I can say this is column 2 slider. So but this has a way, I need something that I can drag. So I need it to say that the minimum value is 0 and the maximum value is 50. So as outside this place, I'll just say min value equals 0 and max value equals, you see how this thing really looks like, equals 50. If I am trying to do something like this, how exactly it's going to look like, you're going to see everything. Yeah, and the third one, I want to display what is inside column 2. Yeah, if this is column 3, I can say I want to display what is inside column 3. Yeah, I can just say write because I want to display what's inside column 3. So and this slider is what is inside column 3. I can just copy and paste it in there. Yeah, if I should do that, I'm going to run my code. I'm going to see how exactly this thing looks like, and yeah, that's what we see what we're doing. So after then we'll move to tabs. So what is tab? Tab is that thing like you don't need to, if you want to manage a box, that we just have to be clicking on all those things at the top that is going to be shifting from one tab to another without occupying too much of space, then you use tabs. But before I proceed, let's check it out how our code looks like. Yeah, let's run our code, and if you have an error, we'll fix it. Don't be afraid of coding, debugging. So this is the column 1. You can see it right from here. You can see, yeah, this is the column 1, and the column 2 is the slider. You can see this is the column 2. You can, if I should start clicking, you can see it's moving, but it cannot exceed 50 because the minimum is 0, the maximum is 50. And the moment I am 31, you can see the third column is showing what I'm doing. Yeah, what I'm sliding on top of. Yeah, so this is incredible. So what I'm going to do right now is that I need to work on how to create tabs. So tabs is very, very interesting, but yeah, I would like to make this tab interactive. I just don't want it to be like tab. I just want an interactive tab that is going to look like I'm really doing something. So let's now put stable inside our tab. So I'm going to say DAF, which stands for data frame. I'm going to say now I want to use pandas. So about these pandas, I want to read underscore CSV. Then you can use data frame anyways, but this particular CSV file I'm reading Yeah, I want it to be something, the data that is inside my, what will I call it? Inside my Streamlit app. I believe you have this data, kc underscore house underscore data .csv. If you don't have this, then I think you should find a way to download this somewhere around your project files. So if you have this, then that's good. This is the data frame I want to make use of. So if this is the data frame I want to make use of, then I need tabs. So basically the way tabs works is the same thing as column works. So I can say this is tab 1 and I can say this is tab 2 and I can say then I will really need to put you inside something like I say this st.tabs. So this is how it works, just like the same thing like the column works. So then this is the dot, not comma. So this is dot, so that everything we are doing is going to be the same. Don't commit any, typo error. So what I'm going to do is that I need a line chart and I need a bar chart. So I need a line chart and I need a bar chart. Yeah, this is incredible. So in case I need a bar chart. Yeah, we've done something like this before when we were trying to work on charts. I believe you still remember. So if this is the 2 tabs that I need, so that by the time I click on all those tabs, it's really going to display. Then I can start picking on it. So then with the first tab, which is tab 1, what do I want to do? What I want to do with this first thing is that I just want to have something like a line chart. So I'm going to say, you know what, because I want a line chart in tab 1, so I'm going to say I want a line chart. So the moment I said I want a line chart, then you should be expecting X and Y axis. But before you start calling X and Y axis, you need to put in the entire data frame. So I say df. So then I say df, then it's going to be asking me what is X, what is Y. So X is going to be price and Y is going to be bedroom. Yeah, I already know what is inside my data frame. So don't ask me that how do I know that X is price? Because I already know the data frame, how it looks like, the entire data set, how it looks like. So I'm going to say X equals, X equals price. And the Y equals bedroom. Yeah, we've done this before. Yeah, ensure that the spelling is right so that you don't make code blunder. So this is the first tab. Yeah, I can just copy this thing because I am tired of writing too much of code. So why should I be, typing where I can do a lot of things? So even me copying is an effort. It makes me feel like I'm doing something. Yeah, tab 2. So X, I can just convert this one to bar charts because yeah, that's it. So the moment you run your code, let's see how it looks like. Then we'll move to Expander. So while the code is running on the ground, before I show you guys, Expander is just a way, it's just like an accordion, expanding something so that you'll be able to see what it means. It's really, really interesting. It's beautiful. You see how it looks like. But I would like to write all the code first and later I explain. I just don't want to be jumping from the code to another since we already know what we're expecting. So I'm going to say then with Expander, with Expander, then what do I want with Expander? Yeah, I say with before I say with Expander, I'm going to say st anyways. With xt.expander, with xt.expander, what I want to do with it is that I want to be able to click and to expand. So inside this space, I will say click to expand. There's something I would like to tell you. All these things I already read it from the documentation. I'm just typing the code right now. Don't be wondering, this guy's crammed all the code. No, it doesn't. I didn't cram any code. I've just mastered it and it's become part and parcel of me that I can use it anytime. So the moment you use a lot of types so much code, you become master of it you become master at it. So it's going to be easy for you to, navigate and do things. And if you're having any issues, you can go to the documentation and source for the solutions. And the LLM is there, ChatGPT is there, can actually put you guys through. But don't depend on it. Learn how to fix things yourself. Yeah. Don't let us subject all our mind, brains, problem solving ability into LLMs. So, all right. So this is st.write. So st.write. Then I'm going to say, because I want to write something. I'm just saying this is an expander. I don't want to stress myself. I just want to say this is an expander. That's just as simple as. So anytime you open this thing, it's going to tell you that this is an expander. So that is that. So container is just like putting something in a box. Yeah, just like that. So if you want to do that, just say the same thing with st.container. Yeah, but this doesn't really need you to put anything. Just type st. Just type st.write and just say write. And I'm going to say, this is a container. This is a container. Easy peasy. Yeah. Guys, let's check it out. What we want to achieve is this. We want to be able to have a sidebar somewhere. We want to be able to have a text column where we can move and drag all our content. We want to be able to have something like the third column, and we want to be able to have a line chart where when we click on line, it's going to show something in there, and when we click on bar, it's going to show another thing, which is the tabs. And we want to be able to expand this thing like an accordion, which is an expander, and container. We want to be able to put. So let's run our code. I can see something right in there, so you have to add open and close square bracket here so that your code will run. So by the time you run it, and let's check it out. So you will see that, yeah, it's going to run right now, because before it's going to give you an error. So I tried to check it out and it really gives me an error. Then when I figure it out, I notice that that is what exactly caused it. So the app is running right now. Yeah, we're good. So you can see, when you navigate in there, you can see, you can be able to see the chart, bar chart. Go back again, you go back to your line chart and stuff like that. If you want to click on this expand, you see this expand should work right now. You can see it's telling that is an expander. This is awesome. All right, guys, you can see the feeling. Yeah, it's awesome, and it's making more sense right now. So this is where we're going to stop right now. In the next session, we're thinking of creating our first capstone project where we'll be able to see how things really works by using a particular code that we've successfully created. I mean, deploy using machine learning. We want to, deploy it here as well, so that to see how it looks like in the real world. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.